Okay, we are here at the KnowledgeFest 2011 show floor in the Mobile Electronics booth. I'm Solomon Daniels, editor of Mobile Electronics Magazine. We just got Robert Acker off stage. Robert is the general manager of AHA Radio for it's a business unit of Harman International. How you doing, Robert?
Doing fine, thanks.
Okay. Well, it looks like you had a very receptive presentation there. Um, in my personal opinion, at the show, this was probably one of the more innovative announcements that we've had at the show. And so, in talking about AHA Radio, you described a little bit of the process of working with the manufacturer to make this happen. You guys sort of come in at the beginning of the process. Is that how it works?
Yeah, we actually work with a bunch of web companies and pull their data in, and then we go partner with manufacturers like Pioneer that I talked about the products they've got in the market today, and we help them by giving them the data and the information they need, but they actually design their own radios and their own interfaces. We just help kind of connect the dots for them to the web in a way that they can lock down and lock their product down and know is going to be consistent in the future.
So yeah, you showed quite a few content providers of all different types. You've got music, you've got social networking. So you guys actually go out and create agreements with those companies to bring those companies into the fold. Is that correct?
Yeah, in some cases, those agreements are just done through APIs. So there's a standard agreement that we would sign up for. In other cases, we do custom agreements with them in order to get kind of special data and special information to flow into it. So it really depends on who the content provider is and the type of experience we want to build.
Well, as you know, our audience is primarily guys who sell car stereo to end users. And part of what we do is we try to get them to be able to talk to consumers intelligently about how these things work. So help me out with the consumer experience a little bit. Is there confusion with, how this works on an iPhone versus working on the radio? What are the sign-up processes, things like that?
Yeah, what a consumer would have to do is they would get a radio like one of the new Pioneer Avic ones that's compatible with our service, have that installed. Then they would get their iPhone. In the future, it'll also work with Android. Today, though, just with the iPhone. Go to iTunes, download the AHA Radio app. It's a free app. And then they can log into the app, look around, and pick whatever they want for stations. Really, they're just setting their presets. Today, there are about 150 choices. By the end of this year, there'll be several thousand choices. So you can pick whatever you want, set your preset list. If you want to have Facebook, Twitter, and other data brought into your car, then you have to log into those accounts, and then we'll do an association and know where to get that information. So consumer sets up the app a little bit. Then when they're done, they go sit in their car, and all they have to do is plug it in, and the app will launch. It'll freeze the screen of the phone, so you're not touching the phone while driving, and then the car stereo takes over. And a much more driver-centric UI that's safe to use while driving, that's done by our partners like Pioneer. You can then surf the internet essentially and pull in data and listen to content like radio that comes from the web.
Wow. Okay. So, as a consumer, how would I know when you have new stuff available? How am I notified of that?
Yeah, there's a couple ways. I mean, we've got a website that we're going to be starting to do a lot of announcements on there. We'll also have a what's new area in the app that'll be coming out shortly, so you'll be able to go there and see a bunch of new content. And then in addition to that, you can always open up the app, go to add stations, and just see lists of new, popular, and other stations, and then choose from them. But that's all done as interaction with the app. Our vision is that you're not sitting in your car, surfing through content and making choices and setting presets. You probably should be focusing on driving, but you can do that with the app at any time. You could be sitting in an airport and set a bunch of new presets, go get in your car, and boom, your presets in your car are all mapped to whatever you set back at home or the airport or wherever it was when you were using the app.
Well, great. Now, you guys have basically created this gateway into the vehicle. I mean, there's a lot of companies that struggle with trying to say, how can we take information that consumers want, put it in the vehicle in a way that's safe? And it looks like you've accomplished that. What other types of content are you planning on bringing through? Is it going to stick with entertainment? Is it going to head into some of the more email, text messaging type things, or are you just going to focus on entertainment?
Our big focus now is on entertainment, or infotainment is the word sometimes used. And our feeling is that there's a big gap there. What we're doing is we're taking the web and really what we're doing for the CE companies is we're mapping it, we're turning it into images, audio. Sometimes there's like the ability to play next, previous, pause, rewind 30 seconds. We're adding all that functionality to web data. We're taking stuff that's not audio like Facebook and then turning it through a text-to-speech engine, turning it into audio. And then really what the car stereo does is it's now got some images, some audio, some text to describe it, station names, and the ability to do some simple things like jump forward and back and skip or thumbs up and thumbs down content. content that's like that on the web that we can map to that is the type of content we're going after. So new social network sites, new things that appear on the web that we can kind of turn into audio, or new audio sources that come out. Things like that are highly interactive, like email and text messaging. Not something we're focused on today, though I wouldn't put it past it at some point in the future.
And in terms of the platform, obviously, you've opened up with Pioneer. Are there other manufacturers you're currently working with that you can talk about, or are there other platforms you're looking at that this would make sense for?
Yeah, I mean, our focus right now is on the car, and our real focus is on the driver. So we're focused. That's why we're turning this information into stuff that's similar to radio, so a driver can be looking at the road while they're consuming, listening to Facebook, listening to the latest news or podcasts or other things. So, as far as partners, yeah, Pioneer's our partner this year. We'll be announcing some other aftermarket partners in early 2012 with different products, and then we're also doing some OEM integrations. The first fairly high-end cars will be coming out in 2012 that have our product integration with them. And I think what that's going to do is it's going to put a lot more publicity behind what we're doing. And it's actually going to get guys coming in and wanting to change out their car stereos in their existing vehicles to be able to get that functionality that they've just heard is available in, this $80,000 or $100,000 vehicle, for example. And it's the same exact functionality. It's the same content that we'll deliver. The only thing different is just how the user interface is done by each of our partners, because they get to design their own interface off of the web. We just help them take the web and stabilize it and let them do it. By the way, the one other thing we do is not only are we adding more partners, but as we're adding more content, the existing products will still work. So today's Pioneer head unit will work with things like audiobooks and music that we'll be adding in the next 3 to 6 months, because we've turned the web into these basic things. So that the head unit doesn't actually know that this is Facebook or it's Twitter or it's a radio station or it's a podcast.
Right.
It just thinks it's some audio and images and text. And because of that, essentially, once you've done that integration for your customer, they'll know that customer will then be comfortable that for the next couple of years, going forward, this product isn't going to get obsoleted as some new thing appears on the web next month.
Right. Okay. So when you say 2012, are we talking about 2012 models that come out in 2011, or is it going to be 2012?
Calendar year 2012.
Okay. All right. Well, great. We appreciate you spending time with us. It was a great presentation, and we look forward to seeing more from AHA Radio.
Thank you very much.